In this video, I'm going to take you through the creation process of this asteroid environment keyframe illustration. We'll talk about sketching, techniques, some technical points, and some things I think about when creating a concept illustration like this. Let's jump straight in. So I'm doing a environment concept here, and it's riffing on some ideas that I've been throwing around based on sort of like a mining colony in a group of asteroids. So I'm going to do like a environment concept painting, sort of early exploration keyframe. But firstly, I'm just exploring a few ideas based on some of the reference boards and some of the sketches that I've been making. So just trying to define a look and feel for some of these insect colony creatures, referencing termites and silkworm eggs, and just creating a few custom brushes to block these out initially. So I sort of already had explored some ideas, and I had something in mind for these egg sacs. But this is a really quick way for me to test out ideas before I commit to anything in the painting itself. So just coming up with some variations and different options for thicknesses. I was thinking maybe some of these eggs could be connected together in this sort of network of high tensile strength mucus or something like that. So I'm just exploring some cool shapes for what that might look like here before I jump into some environment sketching. And here I'm just breaking out a singular egg just so we can get a close-up view of what that looks like. Kind of like an egg sac. We've got some veins, we've got some translucency. And this is just a really quick way. You know, if I want to build out a scene in Blender, this would be a really great reference for perhaps setting up materials. So jumping into a sketching phase now, I've set up a group with some masks, and I'm just going in with a couple of brushes that have quite a bit of randomness baked into them. And this is a really powerful technique just for finding random shapes and finding random compositions. And just taking the pressure off, like letting my mind wander, being really loose with it, but thinking about some different shot ideas for a colony, a mining colony situated on an asteroid. So this kind of sketching process I like to call looking at clouds. And I'm trying to implement some kind of automatic painting or automatic drawing. You may have heard that term used before, but it's basically a way of having a really soft focus, almost intentionally not paying too close attention to the marks that I'm putting down, just so I can surprise myself and maybe come up with some new ideas. I find often that if I spend too much time thinking too hard about a piece, the compositions become a little bit too stiff. You know, they don't have that same energy to them. So here we've jumped ahead a little. I've sort of used those sketches as a jumping off point. I wanted this to be an establishing shot, so I took a snippet of one of those sketches and brought that in and zoomed out a little bit. And really before this, I just blocked in a bunch of shapes in grayscale, basically. Sort of quickly defined some of the forms just by pushing and pulling with light and dark values. And just to break the cleanliness of that canvas, I then threw in some photo references using some blending modes just to start getting that texture indication happening based on the references that I was looking at. So I was looking at a lot of those cool rock formations you would find on beaches. And for the termite hives that live in these asteroids, I found some cool references of insect hives. I think some of those might be cutaways of termite nests. And this stage here, I'm working really fast and loose. I'm using a lot of photo bashing techniques, quick painting techniques, just to establish a direction, really in the interest of road testing the final composition before I actually jump in and start working on the actual final. So I'm using that as a guideline pretty much, and it wouldn't have taken me more than an hour or so, I reckon, that kind of painting. So I'm not investing a huge amount of time on it, but it's a really useful step in the process because now I can come into Adobe Medium and you can see I've got my reference board up. I've also got my sketch up there. It gives me a really good base to work from to create some assets that I can bring into my final 3D scene render. So just making sure as well that I give myself some options for when I bring this into Blender. So giving myself some big, medium, small assets to work with. I started VR sculpting some web-like formations there, but I decided not to use those because I figured it would be really time consuming to get those looking right in 3D. And that's something I can easily just add later on in Photoshop. So bringing all my assets into Blender now, and just reducing the poly count so they're easy to work with, using some lattice modifiers to create some extra variation on those nest assets, and also just bringing in some of these industrial assets. And because this is an establishing shot, I'm not too concerned about the fine details of the buildings, but I am using them as sort of like a base to establish what I want the outpost to look like. I do want that sort of industrial vibe to it. Also just using some geometry nodes to create some crystals, scatter them on these rocks as well. Do let me know if you're curious about a more comprehensive breakdown of the workflows that I'm using here. If there's enough interest, I would definitely consider going more in depth with this footage. So I might have gone a bit overkill here on this crystal material for the kind of shot that I'm working on, because the camera is so far away from the subject. But if I ever need to do some more close-up shots of those crystals later on down the line, I'll already have like a nice material set up. So setting up the asteroid material, using those same reference images as before, just creating like a nice seamless texture in Photoshop where I can establish the vibe of the material that I'm going for. And while I'm working in 3D, I do have to be cognizant of my goals in terms of the end product. So at times I do have to remind myself that this is still going to be a base render that I can be taking into Photoshop later. So if I ever find myself spending too much time on a particular asset or setting up a particular effect that I'm going for, often I need to catch myself and just say, hey, this is taking too long, and this is something that I could super easily achieve once I get to the 2D phase. So setting up some procedural stars, just using some Voronoi textures, color amps there, bringing in a plane to introduce some bounce light, and also bringing in some atmosphere. I know you might not think that atmosphere is something you would see in space, and you'd be right. But often I use just a very subtle amount of atmosphere as like an artistic choice, because it does still give that impression of scale and depth and volume. So I'm really using it as an art direction tool. Same with those bounce light planes. And I guess that's a matter of taste. The case could be made not to have that bounce light there and just have those fade into the darkness. But I do want to still somewhat define the bottom. So checking the reference again, making sure my scattered crystals are matching that sulfur color that I liked from the concept reference. And now I'm just utilizing those concepts that I'd done earlier because I really liked the shapes of that kind of termite silk that I'd made. So I'm just kind of using those as a kit to bash around some shapes. And the idea with this insect colony is that they create networks to travel between the different asteroids. You know, maybe they jump off the side of one of them and the silk trails behind them, and then eventually they build on those networks over time so they can travel between the asteroids. So bringing in the shapes, adding some cast shadows, again bringing in some more atmosphere. And it's really the atmosphere and the post-processing effects in the end that starts selling that sense of scale. So I like to keep the post effects in their own group at the very top of the file, so I can add those in and just preview kind of the final look without having to worry about being destructive. And just coming in here with that egg pill shape, making a scatter brush and just hinting at some of those insect colonies. And again, in that post-processing stage, just crunching some of those exposure values of the camera, just to get that real harsh feeling sunlight, giving it that slightly more cinematic feel. And of course, any sci-fi painting like this wouldn't be complete. So that's a very loose overview of my process for a piece like this. Do let me know if there's any part of this workflow that you'd like to see broken down more, or if indeed you'd like to see the whole process explained from start to finish. That's definitely something I would consider. And if you'd like to see more of my workflow using Blender and Photoshop, you can check out this video here.